皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So this is the Omake talk of the video in my main channel where I talked about the 47 Ronin. If you watched the video, thank you very much. And if you haven't watched the main video yet, please take a look at the link inside the description box is right there. You can take a look at the main video and then come back, okay? All right. So in today's Omake talk, I wanted to share a few stories, extra stories with you that I think are really interesting. Mainly there are actually two stories. One about Asano and Kira. I explained about why Asano suddenly attacked Kira, right? I have one more story that I wanted to add about that. And second is, in the main video, how the 47 Ronin attacked the Kira's mansion and how they won was really, really quick, right? So I wanted to add a little bit more to that too in the Omake talk. So first, about Asano and Kira. Again, Kira was Asano's boss during the ceremony. And there was this diary that said that Kira, the enemy of the 47 Ronin, were kind of like this really arrogant person that everyone didn't like and such, right? But I found a really interesting opinion online, I think, where there was a person who said, the diary said that the Kira would need to be bribed, by his subordinates to teach them about the ceremony and what they needed to do everything, right? But there was a person who said that couldn't be true because, again, Kira is who's responsible for all the ceremonies, right? So if Kira, the enemy of the 47 Ronins, if he didn't teach Asano and all of these other subordinates how to do the ceremony, and if, for example, some kind of trouble happens, Kira has to take responsibility for that, right? Why would he risk that, right? It's completely, for example, if Asano was embarrassed, that means Kira had to be also embarrassed too, and he also had to take responsibility for that too. So why would Kira do that? Would it be even possible for him to do that just to feel good, So I thought that was, come to think of it, that would be really, really weird, yeah. But that makes the story of why Asano suddenly attacked Kira even more into mystery, Yeah, this part of the story is still completely not known by anyone, yes, which is really interesting to discuss about. And I guess because this part is a mystery, it's the part where it makes the story interesting, because we get to discuss about it and think about it, if Asano was, the reason for Asano to attack Kira was this, the story would be like this, if not, it would be like this, right? So there's like some place for us, some space left for us to discuss and talk about the story. So I guess in a way for us as a way to kind of, what should I say, enjoy history, I guess it's fun, but yeah, it's completely a mystery still. And another thing about the attack the 47 Ronins, did on the night of December 14th, went to the Kira's mansion to attack him, and they took his head and they won, right? The 47 Ronin won. But, just listening to that, it sounds like they're really, violent, Well, they are violent, the era is the samurai era. Everyone had katanas, swords with them wherever they go. And of course, it was much more brutal era and time back in the time. But still, what was really interesting for me is that the 47 Ronin, they were super calm about their revenge. So they weren't just like really angry. And I think it was all thanks to Oishi, the leader of the 47 Ronin. He wasn't like completely emotional, and all going crazy and like all in fury. Because this is the part I didn't introduce in the main video, but when the 47 Ronin attacked Kira's mansion, what was really interesting is that they actually went to all the neighbors' houses and told their greetings in advance. So they went to like the neighboring houses and they were like, "Good evening, I'm really sorry to bother you at such a late time. We are now going to be attacking Kira's mansion, to take revenge for our lord. If we cause any trouble for you, we're very sorry." And they went around and said their greetings to all the neighbors. Isn't this so funny? And what's also interesting is that, the neighbors, they knew the 47 Ronin are going to be attacking Kira's mansion, right? But they just let them do that. So this is another thing that makes the story of Kira being a very bad person, a very arrogant person, this this fact might be actually true. Because maybe the neighbors didn't like Kira as well, and they let the 47 Ronin get their revenge. They were just like, okay, go ahead. So, yeah, as there were in some of the books I read, they said that the people in the Edo city knew about the 47 Ronins, and they were all very sorry for them. They felt pity for them. Again, in the main video too, I said that there were some samurai inside the shogunate too who are against letting Asano die with harakiri, with seppuku, right? So there were actually a lot of people who were also dissatisfied with the shogun's decision. So it's really interesting how all the neighbors let the 47 Ronin attack Kira's mansion too, yes. And another story that fascinated me about Oishi and his 47 Ronin. After they attacked the mansion, took Kira's head, and took it back to the grave of their lord Asano, which was inside a temple, right? And at that night, they attacked at midnight, right? And they moved to the temple and they put the head in front of their lord's grave, and then they stayed at that temple for one night. There's actually some historical records left. Of course, no one knows if it's completely true or not, but there's some records left where this monk, all the 47 Ronins, they had all, blood on their clothes and everything. They were getting changed, having some meals and such. And then there was this, I think it was a young monk, training monk, where he asked Oishi, how was Kira and his son? The son was the head of the family at that time, right? And he asked, how was the fight? How was the battle against Kira and his son? And then Oishi answered, they were very brave, and I was honored to fight them as a warrior. So I was really I was amazed about this story. Oishi was, he must have been had a lot of grudge against Kira and also his son too. I mean, they're related, so. And, he used so much of his time and his money, and, even after almost about 2 years after they lost their lord, they still had such a strong, what should I say, passion against, to take revenge for their lord, but still they had so much respect towards the Kira family too. I mean, would you be able to say that the person that could have taken your life or your subordinate's life and say that you respected them and thought they were very brave? I thought if this was actually true, it would be really, really amazing, I think, yes. So what was another point that I wasn't able to introduce in the main video was that the 47 Ronin, their attack wasn't like completely going crazy and such. It was actually very calm and very rational. So this, I guess, is another point that I should have maybe introduced about the point where Japanese people like this story. It's not just like, barbaric warriors going crazy, and all angry and such. It was much more a very, very calm decision, yes, that they made to protect their bushido, I guess I could say, and their honor, and also their way of the samurai, definitely. Yeah. This 47 Ronin is definitely something that's really, really interesting to study about, yes. All right. Oh, and by the way, there's a movie called The 47 Ronin, right? I'm actually working on making a movie review from Japan's theory for that, for the movie, yes. So I hope you can look forward to that too. Yep. All right. So then, everyone, thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.